You are already 21 and no man looks at you. You should go and see Mama Kazi, the herbalist. She has helped many girls enhance their beauty. In a few months, you will have the shape every man desires. You better fix your body because no man, I mean no man in this village will ever get married to you with this kind of shape. Those were Malaika's words to Tisha. In the village of Kasumba, beauty was measured by the size of a woman's hips. The wider they were, the more admiration she received. Every girl in Kasumba was blessed with curvy, well-rounded hips except for Tisha. Tisha was slim and straight, unlike the other young women in the village. She often heard whispers behind her back, cruel laughter from both men and women. A woman without hips is like a tree without branches, they would say. Who will marry her? Despite the mockery, Tisha had a gift. She was the best hairstylist in the village. Her hands could weave magic into any hair, creating breathtaking styles that made every woman feel like a queen. Mothers, daughters, and even the wealthiest wives came to her for braids, intricate buns, and elaborate designs. But no matter how talented she was, Tisha could never see her own worth. She longed to be like the other girls, to have the curves that made them desirable. Every night, she would stand in front of the mirror, pressing her hands to her waist, wishing for a miracle. Among her peers was Malaika, a girl who always pressured her to fix her body. Tisha, you need to do something about your shape, she would say. Try and see Mama Kazi the herbalist. I am sure she will help you fix your body. I don't know why you don't want to listen to me. She pressured her constantly. At first, Tisha hesitated. Was she really so undesirable? But the whispers in the village grew louder, and the fear of being alone forever pushed her into making a desperate decision. Tisha finally visited Mama Kazi, the famous village herbalist. The old woman smiled knowingly, as though she has been expecting her. Ah, my child, I know why you have come, Mama Kazi said, her wrinkled fingers stirring a thick, dark mixture. You want the body that men desire, yes? Tisha nodded eagerly. It will cost you, Mama Kazi warned, but in a few months, you will be transformed. Desperate for change, Tisha agreed without questions. Every week, she returned for the bitter herbs and mysterious oils that Mama Kazi gave her. The old woman kept demanding for more money. Tisha started gaining weight in the right places, but something was wrong. She felt weaker each day. Her stomach burned, her legs trembled, and her once healthy skin became pale and dry. Yet, Mama Kazi assured her it was part of the process. Beauty requires sacrifice, my dear, she would say with a wicked smile. One person, however, never stopped believing in Tisha, her childhood friend Sifa. Unlike Malaika, Sifa never pressured Tisha to change. She saw Tisha's talent, her kindness, her strength, and tried to remind her every day of her worth. Tisha, you don't need to do this to yourself, Sifa pleaded one afternoon. Look at what these herbs are doing to you. You're already beautiful. Your gift, your skill, your heart, these are the things no man can resist. Tisha shook her head, too deep in her insecurities to listen. No, Sifa. No man in Kansumba wanted me. Now that I have started having some curves, I notice heads have started turning as I walk past. Maybe when I finally get the curves like every other woman in this village, I will get a man to propose to me, Tisha replied. And if you keep taking those herbs, you will die before you ever find love, Sifa snapped and stormed out of her saloon. For the first time, Tisha looked at herself, not in the mirror, but through Sifa's eyes. Her beauty was not in her hips, but in the work of her hands, in her kindness, and in the love she shared with others. At that moment, Tisha made a choice to walk away from Mama Kazi's herbs. She went to Mama Kazi's shop to inform her once again of what the herbs were doing to her health. and that she has made up her mind to stop taking them. On getting there, the door was wide open and Mama Kazi was nowhere to be found. She shouted her name severally, "Mama Kazi, Mama Kazi, Mama Kazi," but nobody answered, so she decided to wait for her to return. Perhaps she has gone to the bush to get leaves and herbs for her portions. As she sat down waiting, curiosity got a better part of her. She wanted to see the herbs and the ingredients Mama Kazi uses in making the herbs for the innocent women in the village. As she scanned through the herbs on the shelf, her eyes fell on a bottle beneath the table. She picked up the bottle and read the label on the bottle and discovered that it was a harmful chemical. As she opened the bottle, the smell was the same as the herbs Mama Kazi gave her to be taken. At that instant, Mama Kazi walked in. "Young woman, what are you doing here, searching through my herbs?" she said with fright in her eyes. Tisha, in anger, shouted back at Mama Kazi, "So you have been mixing harmful chemicals with your herbs? No wonder my health has been failing. I will report you to the King's Council." Mama Kazi tried to beg Tisha, but she was too pissed to even listen to her. She stormed out of Mama Kazi's shop and went straight to report to the King's Council. After investigations, Mama Kazi's shop was closed down and she was made to face the wrath of the law. As the months passed, Tisha slowly regained her health. She focused on her craft and for the first time, she embraced her beauty as it was. And then, something unexpected happened. One day, as she braided the hair of a well-known elder's wife, "Your hands truly hold magic, Tisha." She turned and her heart nearly stopped. It was Jabari, the most eligible bachelor in the village, the man she had secretly loved since childhood. Jabari, who has been away for over a year for business trips, just returned. Tall, handsome and respected, Jabari was the dream of every girl in Kasumba, but his eyes were not for them. They were on Tisha. "I have always admired you, Tisha," he said, smiling. "Not for your shape, but for your talent, your strength and your heart. Any man who cannot see this is blind." Tisha felt tears well up in her eyes. All this while, she has been trying to change herself for love, not realizing that the right love had always seen her as perfect. Tisha never wished for another body again. She became the most successful hairstylist in the village, her talent recognized far and wide. She held her head high, no longer ashamed of her slim figure. And in time, she and Jabari were married in a grand ceremony, proving to all of Kasumba that true beauty is not in the wide hips or curves, but in confidence, kindness, and self-love. And so, the girl who once saw no worth in herself became the most admired woman in the village, not because of her body, but because of the light within her. From this story, I learned that loving yourself will make the right things to come to you easily. According to the French writer and author André Gide, loving yourself isn't vanity, it is sanity. Thank you for watching. And please, don't forget to drop a comment about self-love. What do you feel about self-love and the importance of self-love? See you in my next story. Bye!